obviously a lot of new players with this team, so it'll be exciting to come out and play in front of a home crowd that, we really urge to be electric like it has been here at times. And, some of these early games have been early kickoffs, so it was good to get a later kickoff for our fans. And so we're excited with that. Really urge them to show up early and stay, and create a great home environment like we've had it a lot of times here. So I know the players are excited to play someone else. This is a really good, really well-coached team that has really good players, a number returning and a number of transfers from really big places that have come in. Coach has done a really good job building his team, and I mean, look no further than, with only a few months to prepare, went and beat Vanderbilt last year. Says a lot about their staff. And Hugh Jackson is offensive coordinator, so these guys are going to have really good schematical stuff and really good players. And so this is we're need to perform really well. And that's what I'm saying to the fans too. We all need to perform well. So let's have an exciting Saturday night.
I guess, Lane, how did you see Austin kind of evolve or develop from that first scrimmage to this past Saturday night?
I think Austin's doing a really good job. He had a really good Saturday night and performing really well. We're going to continue to emphasize, one of the things why we've had a really good record here and performed really well is not just the offensive stats and the most passing yards and all that. It's been taking care of the football at that position and doing a really good job at that. So that's, of course, a big emphasis, and especially with the first-time starter, to make sure that that's the number one emphasis for him. So we're excited. He's got a lot of weapons that have done really good things in practice, so now we got to put it together in game.
With Trinidad and the role y'all may have for him, are you seeing what you were hoping to see out of him this month?
Yeah, I think he's done a great job and really come in and learned the offense really well, throwing really well, has done really good in scrimmages, and so that's why we brought him here. That's what he had shown on film, and so we're glad. Our goal is always to make each room the best that we can, and obviously the entire roster, but regardless of what's in a room. So that was really, really big getting him to put him in the spot.
Lane, I know it's been talked about for a while, but now that the SEC is officially going to 9 games, what was your reaction to that news?
I mean, I'm trying to really focus on this game and this year, and so that's a year from now, and again, that's completely out of our control as coaches, in my opinion. So, really doesn't matter. They're going to do what they want to do, and it's totally understandable. And we've got teams, in past years that have changed historic conferences across the country and realigned college football for money. So. I wouldn't expect scheduling to be any less from the conference.
Like you mentioned, Austin's first start. How is he handling everything that comes with being a starting quarterback, not even just on the field, but in terms of leadership and things like that?
Yeah, he studies really hard, spends a lot of time up here, had a really good mentor and example in Jackson, and it's been great to see. And spends a ton of time, obviously, with Coach Weiss, but Coach Judge, and Fisher Ray, and Dane. And so we've got a lot of people up there to help this position because it's really important. That position has a lot to do with how you win more than any other position. So, again, we pour a lot of resources in that position to get them to play really well, and Austin's been doing that so far.
Do you feel like you guys are in a better spot health-wise going into this year than in years past?
Not necessarily. I think we've had a number of issues, especially with the offensive line and tight end. So, but we're working to get better for this opener. And again, I'm not just saying that. This is a challenging team that has good players and really good coaches.
Have you been able to talk to Enrique about the matchup over the offseason?
Yeah, it don't really work like that. You know, he did a great job here. He's a really good running back coach, and he's going to be really successful, I'm sure, there and other places after that. And he's put together a really good room too, really deep and really good players.
In spring, you said that one of your goals was to shore up the run game. Do you see progress to this point?
Yeah, I think the O-line injuries and tight ends slowed that a little bit, but hopefully we're getting back to that because that's been a really big emphasis. Really don't like how we ran the ball last year and our ineffectiveness at times, and it cost us. You know, cost us in games when we were ahead at the end and we could just, you know, run the ball to win the game and lose two of those. So much different than it had been in previous years.
So it looks like two of their running backs, Mississippi ties. One was here, Amos, and then Branson Robinson. Yeah, we recruited a few years ago, transferred from Georgia. You'd have to think that one or both of those guys would be the starters for them. I'm sure our defense is zeroed in on that.
Yeah, they have, it's a really good room. They got a couple kids that have played here, Branson and some others, and so big physical runners, and you know we're gonna have to tackle really well.
Coach, defensive front last year was, really impressive. Maybe the most quality depth we've had here in a long, long time. Really good pieces there this year too. Can you get back to that level is the question.
Yeah, that's not easy. Like you said, a long time, and I think historians like yourself, some have said, that was probably the deepest the D-line's ever been here. The amount of players, I mean, it was the most in an all-star game, so that's that's challenging to do. I think that we have guys that have done a really good job. I don't know that it'll be to that level. That was the number one, tackles for loss and sack defense in the country last year. But we got a chance.
Coach, on that note, a lot of new faces seeing playing time on the defensive line. How have they come together as a unit like last year?
Yeah, Coach Joyner does a great job, and he's had to retool that like a year ago with some new guys like Princely and Walter as well. So they've done a really good job and really present a lot of problems to our offense. I think they make our offense better because how multiple they are.
Coach, we didn't get to see much of the place kicker or the punter and what we got to view. How are they in your mind right now?
Yeah, they've done a good job. Made a long field goal Saturday, and only had one punt at the end, but I think it was 54 yards. So they've done a good job, and those were big add-ons in the off season.
Any other questions for Coach?
All right, guys.
Thanks, guys.
Have a great week.